Baddies, welcome back to the Baddest You podcast, where every lesson takes you to the baddest version of yourself. I am your body mindset coach, Ambria, and in today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to have an impenetrable mindset, a strong mindset, a tough mindset to accomplish whatever you want, to be unbothered by other people, and to be able to have a relationship with yourself that is untouchable. So before we get into it, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Ambria. Follow the Baddest You on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And let's get into today's video. First up, when it comes to having a strong mindset, a mindset that is untouchable, is understanding who you are. Okay, you're a person with so much power outside of anybody else's opinion, anybody else's actions, what the circumstances around you look like. And it's important to remember that because we could get so caught up sometimes in the situations around us that we might forget who we are. We start seeing circumstances from this position of, oh, we're gonna lose, oh, it's not gonna go our way. But that does not serve us, because the first step to getting what you want in any situation, Baddie, is recognizing that you can create what you want. You can create the outcome that you deserve. So when it comes to having a strong mindset, you have to know who you are outside of any circumstance, any person, any situation, and stand on business with who you are, regardless of what's happening around you. Okay, Baddies, remember, you're better than any circumstance. Like, nothing can really affect you without your permission. And you have to understand that anything that is affecting you, you are the one giving it a platform in the first place. And if you remember who you are at times, it's gonna be easier to maintain that personal power, that strength, and that confidence in yourself so that you cannot get jaded, confused, or distracted, and remember who you are and stay focused on your path. Which leads me to the second point, guys. Like, when it comes to having this strong mindset that you're unbothered, untouchable, nothing can affect you, you stay focused on your goals, that requires you to have a sense of self-trust with yourself, right? That means you have a relationship with yourself. That means that you do what you say you were going to do when you said you were going to do it. You said you were going to work out, you're going to work out when you wake up. You said that you were going to go to sleep early, you go to sleep early. You said that you were going to eat healthier, you eat healthier. You have a healthier relationship with yourself when you're actually showing up for yourself. Your inner child trusts you that much more. And your inner child is not going to trust you to be able to handle bigger situations in life. It'll start getting more scared and more anxious and spiraling if it feels like that you're not going to be able to show up for yourself in the small situations, right? So you have to be like, okay, I know who I am, one, and I do the things I said I was going to do. That self-trust is going to prevent you from being gaslit by other people, prevent you from getting distracted by circumstances, and most importantly, stop putting things on a pedestal that don't deserve to be there. So if somebody insults you, you're not going to give it any power because you trust yourself to be able to show up for yourself in that moment, or you trust yourself to be able to remember who you are. Or let's say a circumstance looks like it's not going to go your way. You remember who you are. You know that you can show up for yourself and create whatever outcome you want next. It's about releasing the need to give your power up to the world around you. Most people, we give our power up to the world around us because we want to feel a sense of control, right? We give up our power, we self-abandon and hope someone treats us right. Or we automatically assume that we're not going to get our needs met, so we start working backwards, like, okay, it's not going to work out, how can I make it work out? Instead of understanding, you know what, my needs are met regardless. I trust myself, I wouldn't allow myself to be without, right? Or you know what, regardless of somebody else's actions, words, you name it, I'm valuable and I don't allow anything outside of me to shake my perspective of myself. Like, you having this like untouchable mindset comes from that relationship with yourself, Baddie. Okay, which leads me to number 3, take everybody and everything off of a pedestal. The only thing that deserves to be on a pedestal, only person that deserves to be on a pedestal in your life is you. That situation, that thing, that circumstance, it's not that deep, it's not that important, it's actually not that impactful, but most times when we're triggered, it's because it reminds us of a moment in our past when we were younger where we felt a lack of control or a lack of power. And so we see this situation outside of us currently, or this person, or this circumstance right now, and we're triggered. We go back to that inner child version of ourselves that felt wounded or that felt a lack of power, and we start embodying that energy and start being like, oh, what's next? What's next? How am I gonna win? But you have to like slow down and just remember, it's like anything that's not choosing you is losing you. Anything that is not valuing you is not valuable to you, right? It's about having mental boundaries with yourself. You don't allow yourself to see yourself as a person that can be without. You don't allow yourself to see yourself as a person that can be chosen in the first place. You're chosen regardless, right? You are the chooser. You're not in the position to try to be chosen. You're a person that's valuable regardless. You have a sense of understanding of who you are. Once you start understanding that, like you're too valuable, right? You're gonna start taking other people and things and situations off a pedestal. We're no longer holding space for circumstances, people, you name it, words, mindsets, thoughts, other people's opinions that are not choosing us to hold space in our life. We are healing, right? We're moving past that. We understand we have the complete power to give ourselves whatever we need at any point, which whether it's validation or money or feeling confident or whatever it is, we can give that to ourselves, and we don't need to use people or accept poor treatment or give space to situations that are not serving us to get what we want. We trust ourselves, we know our worth, and we stand in our power regardless, knowing that the only thing that deserves to be on a pedestal is ourselves, and the only thing that deserves our attention is things that are choosing us, right? Because if you want to see it this way, here's a shift of perspective real quick. It's like, okay, say if somebody is saying something negative, right? How is that serving you? Right? How is that going to help you to get to where you want to be? Because that same thought that you're using, overthinking over, oh my gosh, this person thinks this, they're doing this to me. Like, you could be thinking about your next business plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be thinking about working out and going to the gym. You could be thinking about your meal prep. You could be thinking about your self-care routine. You could be adding to you in that moment. You're not stuck. Nothing's wrong. You just have to step back into your power, and you have to really own the baddie that you are, regardless of other people's actions, energies, you name it. And that starts with taking this thing off a pedestal. So just remember, there's nothing outside of you that has more value than you, that has more power than you, or that you owe your time, attention, energy to. None of it. The only thing that deserves your energy and attention are the things that are truly valuing you, representing your full worth, and reflect your true value at all times. So the next way that you're going to find yourself having an impenetrable mindset, or a strong mindset, strong-willed, unaffected mindset, is giving yourself everything, right? Like what I always say, whatever you need from somebody else, give it to yourself. You are never truly looking for something from somebody else or a circumstance that you are not giving to yourself, because what's the point, right? Why would you expect somebody else to think you're the prize if you don't think you're the prize? Why would you expect somebody else to treat you well if you don't treat yourself well? Why would you expect somebody to see your worth if you don't see your worth? It's like you have to have a sense of understanding that regardless of the world around me, I can show up for myself. I'm not expecting anything from anybody that I'm not already giving to myself. And just remember this, like the universe is mirroring you at all times. So you giving yourself what you deserve is going to make the universe give you what you deserve. When you choose you, life chooses you right back. So this actually frees you from giving up your power to the world around you or living in fear, because once you start to understand that, like, okay, if I show up for myself, I'm going to be shown up for. If I love myself, I know I'm going to get the love I deserve. If I take care of myself financially, I know my money's going to be straight. Like, it gives you this freedom from relying on the world around you. Like I said earlier, giving up your power, worrying so much, stressing so much, right? You start to actually operate in this energy where it's like, regardless, I'm going to win. I can give myself what I need. So from here on out, start slowing down and asking yourself, okay, what do I think I need from this person right now? And how can I give this to myself? Oh, they're not valuing me. Let me go value myself. Okay. And another reminder, right, that relationships around you most likely mirror your relationship with yourself. So if you feel neglected by a person or a situation, it's because you're neglecting yourself by choosing to focus on someone who's neglecting you. Your self-love, it will always make you win at the end of the day, baddie. You have to own your power, and you have to have more self-respect for yourself over anything else. And most importantly, you have to understand you're more important than anybody else because it is your life. You should never be more excited to be in someone else's energy over your own. You deserve to feel empowered, you deserve to feel fulfilled, and you deserve to feel comfortable, confident, and secure at all times. Okay, baddies? And the final thing that I want to remind you guys of today when it comes to having a strong, impenetrable mindset is the past is over. You are no longer the same person. You are no longer in the same circumstances. You are no longer this person that is without, or that isn't valued, or that's cheated on, or that's not seen as their worth. You have to stop identifying as your past circumstances, because the only reason why you keep seeing that circumstance repeat or keep being a fear of it in the future, it coming again, it's because you refuse to let go. Remember, these situations that happened to you were lessons. They were there to help you to evolve, to become a better version of yourself, to become stronger and more self-loving, you name it. And you have to stop living in fear of the next moment and instead start trusting your power to create what you want next. So no longer are you identifying as a person that went through XYZ, that has these experiences. It made you stronger, it made you more aware, and you are a person that's completely different now. A lot of you guys have already healed past most of these things, but you have to stop being a victim. You could be a new person at any point. Right here, right now, decide, I'm a new person, I get new experiences. Here's something that I learned. Life is simply an indicator. The world around you is an indication of where your current focus, energy, and perspective of yourself is at. If you look at somebody you feel jealous, it's not because they're better than you, it's because you are seeing yourself as less than them in this moment. If you're looking at your financial circumstances and you're feeling anxious, it's not because it's not gonna work out, it's because you're not feeling worthy of it working out. Once you start seeing the world around you as an indicator of, okay, how can I shift and pivot my energy back into my power? How can I pivot my actions back into winning? How can I pivot my focus back into valuing myself? then you're going to start winning. You're going to start owning your power and moving in your fullest power in your life. And this is going to enable you to have all the things that you've been asking for without being a victim for it, without crying for it, or self-abandoning yourself for it. Just remember that you are most in control at all times. You are most in power at all times, even when you feel like you're not. The only thing that has power is what you choose to focus on. So from here on out, how to have a strong, impenetrable mindset, how to really move forward, how to become fulfilled and empowered. You have to remember who you are. You have to remember you're valuable outside of any circumstance, person, situation. You have to own that. You have to remember your self-concept, your value, your worth only comes from you and nothing outside you can touch that. You have to remember to show up for yourself in actions. You have to actually do what you said you were going to do when you said you were going to do it. You have to really work on your self-concept and build that relationship with yourself and your inner child. You have to value yourself more than other people around you because it's your life, and you have to respect yourself enough to choose what's best for you regardless of your emotional world. You have to see yourself as a person that deserves to have everything you want. You can't wait for the world to give it to you. You have to give it to yourself first, right? Because you deserve to do that. And you also have to remember that what you give your energy and attention to is what's going to continue to flourish and grow. Anything that affects you is what you're given a platform to. So take everything off of a pedestal. Anything that's not valuing you, it's not valuable to you. You are no longer available for being chosen. You are the chooser. And I'm going to leave you guys with this affirmation today because this is something I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I saw it on a post. There is no comparison. I am chosen, right? This is an affirmation that it's like takes your power back from the world around you. There is no comparison to who you are in the past or the future. There's no comparison to who you are to the next person. You are chosen regardless. You are safe regardless. You are honored regardless. I'll leave you guys with this last message. Be consistent in believing that you are winning regardless of the circumstance. I am winning regardless. I am valuable regardless. My money is here regardless. Situations are going my way regardless. Once you stop focusing so much on everything else, right? You're giving to yourself. You're remembering who you are. You're being intentional with what you're choosing to focus on. You have mental boundaries with yourself. You know who you are. You're focused on a healthy self-concept. You're not giving platforms to things that are not serving you. You're not focusing on being chosen. You're staying focused. You're having that momentum of taking action towards your goals, focusing on yourself, giving yourself everything you deserve. Then the life you want will start to manifest. Whatever you're choosing is going to choose you right back. So, Baddie, I'm going to leave you guys on this note today. The key to having a strong, impenetrable mindset is giving yourself permission to be consistent in what you want to receive and knowing it's going to work out for you, regardless of how it looks at any point in time, because you deserve that. It can happen for you, but you simply have to act in your power. And a lot of people, they try to act in their power, then they get out of their power. Well, how's it going to work? Well, what this person did this. You have to maintain your power to manifest what you want. And you can do that. You have to start seeing yourself as too good to focus on less, too good to focus on a person who's not choosing you, too good to focus on distractions, too good to focus on the past. You are strong, you are independent, you are secure, and you are focused. And you have 100% of what it takes to create what you want, no matter the circumstance. You are better than any circumstance. You are the baddest baddie to ever baddie, and you are the number one person in your reality. So the only thing you have to do moving forward is treat yourself as such, and that requires you to start choosing mindsets that reflect you winning, start taking actions that reflect you being the best version of yourself, and most importantly, start seeing yourself as a person to answer to, the person to impress, the chooser, and most importantly, the person who which it is a privilege and an honor to be in your presence. So treat yourself as such, and the world would treat you the exact same way. You are most in control at all times, and the most important person in your life is you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Baddest You podcast. My name is Ambria. I'm your Baddie mindset coach, help you guys reach the baddest version of yourself. By the way, I'm actually doing the 75 hard challenge right now. Make sure you guys follow me on my TikTok and my Instagram to see my journey. I will be uploading a YouTube video about it soon. If you would like to join me, go follow me, okay? I'm so excited to be on this amazing journey, all right? If you're interested, make sure you guys follow. And if you're looking for one-on-one spiritual mentorship, make sure you guys go check out my website, thebaddiePsychic.com. In my bio, if you need to book self-concept healing session, inner child healing session, money mindset healing session, feminine energy healing session, you guys can also book one-on-one Zoom call sessions, 15 minutes to 2 hours of unlimited guidance, whatever it is that you need. And make sure you guys join my lives 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Fridays, on TikTok at Ambria if you guys want to see me live. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys a little bit later. Don't forget to drink your water, don't forget to meditate, and don't forget to know your worth. And I will see you, my beautiful and amazing baddies, on next week's episode of the Baddest You podcast. Bye, baddies.